Hey everybody, this is Noelle from Petitti Garden Centers, and we are doing a what's in store for July. When did that happen? My gosh. And so we've had a lot of ups and downs as far as weather is concerned, but plant material is looking absolutely gorgeous. And usually midsummer is hydrangea season, what we call Hydrangea Fest. And I have to show you, and I know I've shown you this hydrangea before, but this one here down below is called Wee Bit Grumpy. It is a macrophylla or macrophylla hydrangea. You'll hear me use both terms, mop head hydrangea. It has the most phenomenal color to it. I've never seen a hydrangea ever go this dark, deep purple before. Kind of has a raspberry pink, but that raspberry pink turns very, very dark afterwards. So it is a beautiful mop head. With Wee Bit Grumpy, however, it is not a repeat bloomer. So you've got to make sure that these guys stay protected over the winter. You protect that mature wood so that those buds and blooms can develop on that and stay protected over the winter. Now, it is paired with this shrub right here. This is Weigela. This is part of the My Monet series. This is My Monet Sunset. And I've told you many times, I really appreciate, flowering shrubs, of course, but when flowering shrubs like Weigela have beautiful, colorful foliage, and you can retain that color for 3 seasons, growing seasons, so spring through fall, this plant is beautiful and it really pairs nicely with the dark green leaves on the Wee Bit Grumpy. But of course, that dark color and this sort of chartreusey lime color, beautiful. Right beyond and a little bit taller, of course, is going to be your classic smooth hydrangea. This variety is actually called Incredible. Incredible is like an improvement over Annabelle, although I know a lot of us are familiar with Annabelle and really do enjoy Annabelle. Incredible is just a step up, a little bit more sturdy as far as branching is concerned, but same big, beautiful white mop type flowers. And I will tell you, the smooth hydrangea, all the different varieties, came out this winter, no problems whatsoever, have really grown like gangbusters, no fault in their blooming heavily right now. The macrophylla type had a really hard time over the winter, so they're just starting to push out new growth from the base of the plant. So if you want an easy one, the smooth hydrangea or arborescens type is really, really easy, very cold tolerant, just really easy to grow. So try that one or try panicle hydrangea. You don't get the same colors, don't get me wrong. There's no blues in the panicle type or the smooth type, but boy, they seem to be, again, more weather tolerant, more cold tolerant. So just so you're aware. Okay, we're gonna move on here. Behind me is another cool combination. We've got hydrangea Let's Dance Can Do. And the Let's Dance series, I know I've mentioned before, these hydrangeas are repeat bloomers, or what they call remandant. They keep on going, keep on pushing up new buds, new flowers, bloom on old wood, bloom on new wood. So they're nice to have in the garden. And Can Do is very different from some of the other hydrangeas. Obviously, Lacecap type. Whenever you have a Lacecap flower, the true flowers are in the center, and that's always going to be better for your pollinators. The sterile flowers are around the outside, and they're really, really showy, so you get the best of both worlds with flowering with this. And you can see mature flowers, buds just coming open, and it's covered. The foliage on this one is really cool too. It is more pointed, not as rounded or ovate as some of the other hydrangeas. And we have found that the foliage on this hydrangea definitely changes colors, especially if you put it in more sun. It'll turn a little bit more burgundy colored. Really cool. The fall coloring is really, really awesome. So look for Can Do if you're looking for a repeat bloomer, Lacecap, beautiful plant. look at that My Monet. So this was the original My Monet Weigela. And again, it's got a little bit of pink, a little bit of white and cream to the foliage. And that variegation just, it takes you further into the growing season with more color on the plant. Now, just beyond, of course, is this one. And it's just starting to bloom. This is a new panicle hydrangea. It's called Strawberry Sundae. Strawberry Sundae is actually the improved version of vanilla strawberry. Yeah, I think it's vanilla strawberry. I usually reverse strawberry vanilla or vanilla strawberry, but I'm pretty sure vanilla strawberry. And that was a beautiful, beautiful hydrangea, panicle hydrangea. Still very nice, just big flowers, and those big flowers tend to kind of bring some of the branches down, especially after a rain shower. So look at this now. Vanilla strawberry, really, really strong. Red stems, beautiful panicle blooms on it. And of course, they're going to turn that nice pinky color as well. So Strawberry Sundae, look for that one. And those guys are really good in full sun conditions. That's the best hydrangea for brighter, sunnier, drier areas, of course. If you're looking for a companion plant for your hydrangeas, and you're in that part sun, part shade condition, you know, that 4 to 6 hours, and you think, what would look good with them or grow well with them? This is Sweet Spire, also known as Itea. If you've ever heard of Henry or Little Henry, they are Iteas, and they are a great plant to grow alongside, especially your macrophylla hydrangeas. What's cool about these plants is they are midsummer bloomers, so you'll see those white, they are kind of spike blooms, and they sort of shoot off to the side. So they've got an interesting kind of flower pattern to them. They are very fragrant, so they do have a fragrance to them. Pollinators like them. Here's the thing about this plant. Blooms mid-season, which is great, complements the hydrangea, but the fall color is phenomenal. You'll see all colors, golds, reds, oranges on this plant, and there's a couple different varieties and sizes. So check out Sweet Spire. I'm standing in Scentlandia. Scentlandia is a newer variety from PW, but again, very nice fragrance right now. But as it goes through the season, you'll start to see that foliage change in color, and it's really beautiful. I mentioned that it is Hydrangea Fest time for us at Petitti's, and so check out all of the different colors. All of them are in bloom. We protected our macrophylla hydrangeas over the winter, so you will see quite a bit of hydrangea flowers here. So if you kind of look at the different blooms, you can see all the different colors. Raspberry Crush, this is an endless summer. Did I just say Raspberry Crush? I'm sorry. Summer Crush is a raspberry. There you go. So Summer Crush, this is going to be a compact endless summer variety, okay? So repeat blooming, very, very nice and tight as far as the habit. And then right behind it is going to be your original endless summer. So you can see that kind of light blue color, very, very standard for your original endless summer. And then just beyond endless summer is Let's Dance Blue Jangles. Again, whenever you see a Let's Dance variety, that's gonna be a repeat blooming hydrangea. So Blue Jangles, beautiful blues here. And then again, look at Wee Bit Grumpy, little stinker. Look at how beautiful that is. So again, nice, deep, dark flowering. Again, just unusual coloring, very, very pretty. And then right here, this is probably Rhythmic Blue, and I'm just gonna check really quick. Yep, so Let's Dance Rhythmic Blue. Rhythmic Blue, you can tell, larger hydrangea habit here, a slightly larger than Blue Jangles. Again, beautiful blue color. So there you go, lots to choose from, and my goodness, there's so many more, but we wanted to show you kind of all the different colors here. We are still in the shade or under the shade here at Oakwood, and I wanted to show you the Oakleaf hydrangeas. This hydrangea especially is the best for your shady areas. Will do very well, is a native, does wonderfully for us, grows well for us. Foliage texture is always really important in the shade, and so obviously you get that big, bold, textured leaf. fall color is also wonderful in the shade, and believe me, this does not disappoint. Probably one of our favorite landscape plants around in Northeast Ohio. And so you've got different heights and different varieties here. So when you come looking for your hydrangea, make sure you're checking the tags. There are dwarf varieties, but some of the dwarf varieties are a little bit bigger. Just they got named that way. So do check your tags out. Right here I've got peewee. Peewee's kind of small, but still around 3 to 5 foot tall and wide. I have Queen of Hearts, which is a pinker variety. So the flowers will always start with the cream panicle, and then they will deepen as they get more mature. This one right here I love is Munchkin. Munchkin is obviously one of your smaller varieties, smaller leaf, smaller habit. So again, probably around the 3 foot mark with Munchkin, but wow, talk about how profuse the flowering is. Absolutely gorgeous. And behind me, a little bit larger. These are actually Ruby Slipper behind me. So again, Ruby Slipper is gonna start white, and then you'll start to see as that flower matures more of the deeper pink colors here. But large leaf, again, larger habit with these plants. So just look at your tags, make sure you know what you're getting into, but awesome plants for the shade. We're in the rose section at Oakwood, and I just wanted to show you all the color. They are all in full bloom. Hybrid tea roses, shrub roses, the drifts, the oh so easies, the knockouts. I mean, lots and lots to choose from. Taylor's kind of panning and giving you a good idea, but I wanted her to show you when you're growing roses, my goodness, if you are into attracting pollinators, look at the single roses where you can see the inside, those yellow centers. This is Oh So Easy Urban Legend, and there are honeybees, bumblebees. There are a lot of different bees on this one. Just go into town. So would make your bees very, very happy. So whenever you see those open single rose types, there's multiple petals on this one, but again, they're going right after that pollen and the nectar. With hybrid teas, if bees are a concern, you actually want to go for more hybrid tea type roses that have the tight pointed buds and don't open all the way, because bees really can't get in here and get anything that nectar or anything that plant is offering. So if you are concerned about bees in the area, try your hybrid tea roses or your Floribunda roses that have those nice tight blooms. You'll see a lot less bees around there. So that's something to work for you. But my goodness, it smells so wonderful back here. So we wanted to give you an overall shot of everything that's blooming out in the rose section. Since it's July, we thought we would show you, and Taylor is loving the Petite Knockout roses this season because they look absolutely gorgeous. You're pairing for kind of more patriotic gardens. So if you wanted to do a nice red Petite Knockout with a nice blue Macrophylla hydrangea, I definitely would go with the Endless Summer series or the Let's Dance blues. But the two of them together the rose needs full sun, so 6 or more hours. And if you have that 6 hours as well for the hydrangea, no problem whatsoever. You can plant them together. Just be aware you might need a little bit more moisture around the hydrangea, but other than that, they would go very nicely together, and you can have that blue and red, and then if you add a panicle hydrangea in the mix, or you add a white variegated weigilla in the mix, there you go. You got your red, white, and blue. We're over by the brambles, so your raspberries, blackberries, and your blueberry bushes. Still great time to plant. You can really plant your containerized brambles and blueberries anytime during the growing season, no problem whatsoever. The raspberries are really starting. They flowered earlier, and so they're really starting to produce some fruit here. Looking gorgeous, gonna get full and ready to go. The blackberries are still flowering right now, so a little bit later, but we've got a mixture of flowers and then also fruit just starting to develop too. So the one thing that I do want to tell you with the raspberries and the blackberries, you want to plant them in 2 different places. If you're planning on growing both are wonderful to grow, at home, very, very easy to take care of. But make sure you plant your raspberries in full sun in one spot and take your blackberries and plant them in a totally different spot. You don't really want them commingling. They've got some issues with disease and things. So needless to say, keep them separated, okay? And then right behind me are the blueberries, and they're really starting to look really full and nice. Lots of fruit. Taylor and I came around and picked some not too long ago, but it was just kind of the first flush. And I see that possibly the birds have come through and eaten some raspberry or blueberries too. So make sure you protect your berries. Always, you want to go ahead and use some bird netting over the tops of them so you don't have the deer or the birds taking them from you. I wanted to show you this cool new plant, new for us at least, and it is actually a willow. It's a dwarf willow. It really only gets anywhere from like 3 foot tall to about 6 foot tall. Still considered a dwarf. But again, look at this foliage, and whenever you can get some nice silver to kind of soften some of the hot colors in the landscape, or just contrast with some of the darker purples or maybe the bright yellows, it really has a great fuzzy texture to it. Beautiful silver sheen on it, and for sunny areas, no problem whatsoever. So look for this. It's like a sage leaf willow. It's called Iceberg Alley. Just beautiful. We're in the perennials, and oh my gosh, midsummer, the perennials are just busting. The daisies are all in full bloom. We've got liatris that's just starting. The coreopsis is in all bloom. The coneflowers are just starting. The daylilies are in bloom. So there's so much. There's just too much to mention, but we'll mention some favorites right now. So bee balm. Bee balm is, or Monarda, is a native plant of Ohio. Of course, these are cultivated varieties, but I'm going to tell you, one of the most attractive plants for your pollinators. Freshly scented foliage, beautiful multiple tubular flowers in this cluster. So lots of nectar, lots of things, lots of good things for them. Beautiful colors. So this is actually Grand Parade. Grand Parade is part of a series. There's Grand Marshal, Grand Parade, there's a couple others. Really, really nice, a little bit older series. Mid height, so you're probably looking at closer to maybe 30 inches tall when it grows in the garden. Good disease resistance. Still get a little bit of yellowing down at the base with these, but you're going to find that with Monarda. They do get powdery mildew. They will yellow sometimes from the bottom, and what we call that bare knees at the bottom. So you always want to plant a plant that kind of covers their bare knees with them. So we'll use things like catmint or a shorter coreopsis or platycodon, or that's balloon flower, sorry, at the base, so they cover up their bare knees, which works out. It works out great. Lots of kind of dwarf varieties here. The balmy series is going to be more dwarf, so right around 20-inch mark, somewhere around there. You've got rose, you've got purple, you have pink. I think I did those all right, but those are all through this area. And then we get to this beautiful lobelia. This is your perennial lobelia. And look at the flowers. This is a blue type, what's it called? Starship blue, but beautiful tubular flowers for the hummingbirds. So you can grow red, you can grow pink, you can grow blue, and the hummingbirds will love those flowers. Just get their nose right into them. Then we're gonna wrap around the table here and show you the phlox. This is actually your tall garden phlox, and they are definitely a sign of summer. You know, summer has arrived for sure. So many beautiful colors. The tall garden phlox can be anywhere from, let's say, about 15 to 18 inches all the way up to 40 inches. So it can vary in size just depending on variety. Flame series is on this side, so Taylor can kind of pan through here. But the Flame series, what's neat about them is they're a little bit earlier blooming than some of the others. They are more compact. So again, right around that 15 to 24 inch mark is usually where we see them grow. Lots of colors to choose from, purples, corals, even a blue. Their blue is really pretty. It's kind of a light blue, dusty blue, and fairly clean. Again, midsummer, we see a lot of fungal diseases, your powdery mildews, rust, all those types of things. So phlox can get them as well. It's not unusual. And just like I was mentioning with the bee balm, sometimes they can get bare knees. So we tend to grow lower mounded plants underneath them. But it's so worth it because these stems, as they grow up, you can cut them for flower arrangements. They are fragrant. The pollinators love them. The hummingbirds, the butterflies, the bees, they all come to them. So it's well worth the investment. But oh my gosh, such a great, great midsummer bloomer. And on this side, lots of different varieties again, but we're gonna see more of this series. This is the Glamour Girl, Party Girl. I don't know, there's more girls, but needless to say, this series is looking really, really nice. A little bit later blooming, you can tell, not as much color just yet with these, but foliage is nice and green, looking really nice going into the flowering season. So a good series to look for when you're out there. Lots of pinks, lots of purples, some white, some coral, beautiful, beautiful color. And if you have a sunny to part shady place that you want to grow some daylilies, there's definitely some beautiful, unusual varieties available. Right here, I'm going to show you this dark one. It's called Storm of the Century. Really pretty kind of frilly petals on this one. Nice yellow throat. Beautiful kind of burgundy maroon petals on that. Lipstick and Kisses, is that right, Taylor? Beautiful, look at that tricolor, again, ruffled petals, but you've got the yellow throat, red inner eye, and then peachy, really nice. And then this is a double. This one's called Night Embers. I might have shown this one before, but when you see the doubled petals inside, so really, really beautiful. And again, daylilies, they're very easy to grow. They're tolerant of a lot of different soil conditions, moisture conditions, all of those types of things. The only thing is because they're in the lily family, you have to protect them from the deer and the bunnies, okay? So just be aware, great investment, just you gotta protect them. And look at this one. Oh my gosh, what is this one again? Calico Jack. Oh my gosh, beautiful, large flower, creamy yellow, burgundy edge, burgundy eye. Oh, that's so cool. We're in the annual greenhouse here at Oakwood, and the jury's still out. Did you try this one? This is Telotus Matilda. And again, grown for unusual flowers. This could be a cut flower, dried flower, so an everlasting flower. Kind of unique growth habit. We're still kind of wondering if you like it. So let us know, comment below if you've tried it and you're liking it or not so much, but just something different, something new for the sun, okay? So definitely for sunny areas. We still have a little bit left if anybody's interested, but I wanted to show you these guys for full sun. These are actually straw flower. Bracteantha is what their botanical name. They close in shade. They open obviously in full sun, so you're starting to see them really open up nicely. And of course, straw flowers, they make noise. So those little rays or bracts on the sides, they have that crunchy texture to them. Beautiful daisy plants. Again, any of your daisies are going to be great for pollinators. These are really good for those full sunny areas. They can take some drought. They can definitely take some hot areas. But you know, in containers, make sure that you keep them watered. But they'll do really, really well in good sunny spots. And then I wanted to show you, and I'm going to have Taylor back up a little bit more. There are some of the annual salvias that I wanted to show you. Look at this beautiful blue salvia. So this is Blue Suede Shoes. This is from Proven Winners. and you can see how large these flowering spikes are. And look at the flowers. These flowers are a good 1.5 to 2 inches long. And look at the blue color on it. And then look at how the calyxes here are a nice dark, almost black. Really, really cool. Again, for full sun conditions, because it's in the sage family or salvia family. But tubular flowers are always going to be great for those hummingbirds, long-tongue moths, all those good things. So maybe if you're looking for something a little bit more blue for patriotic gardening, try blue suede shoes. Really cool. The irrigation's on in the greenhouse, so we're getting a little wet, but we appreciate it on warm days. Still plenty of time to plant your veggie garden. If you haven't gotten out there, no problem. We still have veg available for you. Tomatoes, peppers, lots of different things. So make sure that you get it planted. We still have asparagus. We still have rhubarb available too. So if you're looking for something a little bit different to add to the veggie garden, please, by all means, go ahead and do so. We also still have herbs. So if you're still looking to add some herbs to the garden or to a container, no problem whatsoever. There's plenty of herbs, and of course we always use a lot of parsley, a lot of basil, and there's still plenty to be had here. But even if you're looking for some grilling herbs like oregano or sage, those types of things, no problem. We've got them here at Petitti. So make sure to enjoy your holiday and enjoy.